very pleased to be joined by the new head coach of the Nittany Lions, Micah Shrewsbury, along with two of his star players, Miles Dredd, John Hara. Coach, I want to ask you first, the fact that you have experience in this league, we were just with Coach Painter and his players, how does that ease your transition into Penn State?
You know, I think it eases the transition of just knowing the league a little bit, right? There's obviously going to be new things with me being the first-time head coach. But if I was a first-time head coach in the league I was unfamiliar with, it adds more to it. So being in the Big Ten, coaching in these arenas, being there before, I've coached, I think, in almost every arena full. So being able to know what it's going to be like when we're walking in there, but also knowing I got two guys with me that have been through it as well, that really helps ease the transition.
So you were with Brad Stevens, of course, at Butler and in the NBA. You've been with Coach Painter, so you have learned from a couple really fabulous head coaches. What have you taken from each one of them that you have integrated into your coaching style?
You know, they're both like great mentors for me. And, you know, I call them, they're more than mentors, they're both great friends. You know, I call them and talk to them all the time, and they help me in a basketball sense. But the one thing they say always is you have to be yourself. And that's what I have to do. I have to be myself, take ideas from them, but put it in my own way. And they've both had a lot of success where they've been. And, I'd be a fool to not use that blueprint to really help build our program here and do what we want to do. So how you treat your players, how genuine you are, like how you engage in the community, those are all things that are small parts of having success, but it's a big part of what we want to do at Penn State. And then we want to put a product on the floor that just makes our university proud.
Miles, I'll ask you first. John, I want to get your response as well, but describe Coach Shrewsbury's style.
Well, we're playing very fundamental basketball. He's harping on discipline and, just striving for perfection. Nobody's going to be perfect. Everybody's going to make mistakes, but, as long as you're playing hard and, playing with discipline, good things will happen.
John?
Yeah, I would say Coach has been harping on team first, improve daily. Hear it every day before we start practice, and I think that's what he's about, being a great teammate. Put your team first, and then every day improve. Push each other as teammates to improve daily. Prove as a player on yourself, get up extra shots. That will only improve the team.
It's interesting. You hear a lot of people talk about you get 1% better every day or kind of formulas like that. And I'm being serious here. Like, how do you gauge that? How do you feel like, okay, I got better today? How do you look yourself in the mirror and say, did I get better?
Yeah, I think, your practice jersey, how soaked it is after a nice hard practice. I think that's a good telltale sign. And then also film. Coach is showing us film every day before practice. We're trying to learn the concepts that he's putting into place. And film's a great sign to learn and from your mistakes and grow as a player.
How would you describe the style of play, Miles? What can we expect on both ends from Penn State basketball?
We're going to compete. We're going to compete every single night. I think we're going to defend the ball very well, and we're just going to get out and run, play in transition, and make a lot of plays.
What's your formula for winning at Penn State? What Coach Chambers was pretty clear was Philadelphia, right? That he really wanted to go into Philly and establish a recruiting foothold. And again, it bugs me. I mean, I know you didn't get to play in the tournament in 2020, but you guys made the tournament. You were an NCAA tournament team. So to that extent, it worked, right? Kind of that was a good formula for winning at Penn State. But there are lots of different formulas for winning. So what's yours?
My formula for winning is really a part of finding people that fit Penn State, right? We want to keep the best players in state. Like, you can win with kids from your backyard. But I want to find the best fits, and whether that be Philly, whether that be Pittsburgh, D.C., Baltimore, Ohio, Indiana, Alaska, we want to find the best fits for Penn State.
The next Trajan Langdon.
That's right, whoever it may be. If the next Trajan Langdon is a great fit for us and he fits how we play and he loves getting a great education, you know what, we'll take him at Penn State. But, I'm proud to have these guys with me, right? They're great examples of that. Like, I don't have to go far when we bring recruits in to show them, guys that love this school, guys that love this university, guys that have had success here. I got two guys sitting next to me that I can point to and say, this is what you can be.
We understand in this day and age of college athletics, you don't have to stay when there's a coaching transition, right? You could leave and say, I'm going to go find a different place to play. I'm interested from both of you. What was it about Coach that convinced you to stay?
My faith in the university never wavered whatsoever. I had a love for the school, and since my sophomore year in high school, when I committed to the school, I just fell in love with it, and that never changed. And my father always taught me to be adaptable to any situation. And, no matter who the coach was, I feel like being at Penn State was the mold. And however the mold went from there, then I'll just follow suit.
John?
Yeah, Penn State is a great place, great community. I love it. And then getting to know Coach Shrews over the past couple months, I mean, this man loves his family. He has his family around all the time. His kid kind of upset me. His kid works out at 6 a.m. every day. And once he told me that, I kind of got upset. I'm like, so this high schooler's working out and I'm not. He's beating me to the workout. But he's showing me videos of his kids. I mean, I think that's what it's about, having a leader that values something important. And family's always important.
It's funny you bring that up because Jim Ferry said to me last year, I was asking him about you before I did one of your games, and he said he is the most disciplined human being on planet Earth. That was what he said about you. How does that manifest itself? Tell us what do you do that's so disciplined?
Yeah, I mean, I heard from previous coaches, your habits determine your life. If you don't have good habits, good luck trying to have a good life. So I just took that, kind of ran with it. You got to have good habits. You got to get in lifts. You got to shoot the ball. You got to keep working hard to improve your game. I mean, I know I'm not I joke with one of our staff members, Brian Snow. I know I'm not the 5-star recruit. So if I want to compete in a league like the Big Ten, better have good habits, better be disciplined.
How does that manifest itself from what you see as a teammate?
John's the best teammate I've ever had. Like,
how so?
Bar none.
Why?
He does everything the right way, even if it's like when we were running sprints and like you never have ever worried about John starting early before the whistle. In a race, he's not going to cheat to win a race. He's going to overstep the line to make sure that he touches the line. He's going to go above and beyond for everybody on our team. He's a leader, a natural leader, and he leads by example better than anyone I've ever seen.
Wow, that's high praise. That's pretty good.
Nice, Miles.
How about some of the other players that we're familiar with in the Big Ten? I mean, Seth Lundy has shown flashes to me of at times being one of the best players in the league, and then he can go games where he disappears. How do you get the best out of Seth Lundy every day?
We're working on him becoming better and more consistent. But like you said, he's done it, right? He scored, 30-plus points at Maryland last year. He scored 25 as a freshman against us in Mackey Arena. So he's got the ability to do it. And we want to continue to work on him every day, becoming an everyday guy. He works as hard as anybody, right? He's an everyday guy. He gets in the gym. He stays after practice. He works hard in the weight room and everything he does. Now we're going to watch film. We're going to keep growing, keep developing, because I think he can be one of the best players in our league.
I'm interested in one of your transfers, Jaylen Pickett, Conference Player of the Year. I mean, anytime you're a Conference Player of the Year, you're doing something right. How does this game translate to the Big Ten?
I knew Jaylen was going to be a good player when I talked to him when we were recruiting him. And he was finishing almost my sentences and my thoughts about the game of basketball. He's a high IQ player, but he's got more to his game than just that. He makes a lot of people better. He's going to make us better. He's going to get these guys easier shots, and he's going to be able to score on his own. So he's somebody we're going to really lean on. But he's got experience as well, right? He's a senior. He's played 3 years of college basketball. He's going to join these guys in our leadership. We're not going to have a leadership void. We got a lot of guys that played a lot of games. They're not afraid to get on each other and push each other and make sure that we are ready each and every day. And, along with that, a guy like Sam Sessum's in the same way and in the same light. Like, we have some experienced guys who've gone into Big Ten arenas and played. Now we need to learn each other quickly and then be ready to go when it's time to tip.
We have no inexperienced guys, right? I mean, no freshmen on the roster. That's crazy. You don't see that very often. Really a pleasure to have you up here as a head coach now. Mike Shrewsbury, really, really good. It's been fun to follow your career and excited to see what you guys can do this year. Miles, John, thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Have
Dan.
a great
Appreciate
year.
it.